Sewing machine time. I'm checking the sewing machine to make sure I can sew on my papers. This is a continuation of making journal pages for your journal. And you see me here, I created a pocket using an old envelope and placed a tea bag on top of the envelope to calm down the writing on the envelope. And I'm just sewing around the envelope. I am doing this. The envelope is pretty tattered, old, glued it in several places. And I thought, well, if I sew it on, I think it'll be fine. And it'll last me taking in and out a tag. Well, this is Vicky, Retro Queen Bee Art. Let's be busy in art. I hope everyone is having a good spring so far. It's wonderful to have warmer weather, longer days, watching the plants grow. I accidentally bumped the camera there. Sorry, folks. Now I want to do the top of the envelope, so I'm starting anew. And I'm folding down where the top of the envelope is that will hold the card. Carefully trying to get the stitches correct. And I think I have it. And I'm moving it around and laying everything as flat as I can. And going back over those beginning stitches. And I think it's pretty good. Pretty good. Now, what I'm going to do with all of these, I'm going to show you what I actually stitched with blacks all around the whole page. And when you do this, it does give your page more strength. And it's also decorative. Now, like right here, if I decide to put a tab or something while I'm working in my journal, you know, this black may not show, but it will give it strength, so it won't tear. This is a good thing to do if you're wanting to use really old paper in your journal, and because then this sewing around all the total edge does give it a good strength, so you can work with it and do whatever that you want in your journal. I did this when I built a big journal, and I built pages, and I went ahead and stitched around many of them that were fragile. I don't do this to all the pages, and this particular pieces, they're tea-dyed pages, and they're pretty strong. But I thought I would go ahead and do it so I can show you what you can do to decorate your page with a sewing machine. And I do kind of back stitch a little bit, because what I've noticed, if the ends there, they can ravel. Although you can put glue on them and stuff like that. Now here I'm getting a crazy way of sewing. I'm just going all over this particular pattern here. I get a little stuck there. It's a little bit high. So if that happens to you, you just have to lift up your foot and reposition your needle like I did there way back then. Anyway, I'm just continuing to do a crazy roundabout stitching on this to just give it decoration. That's all I'm doing this for. And I already checked the back to make sure if I did this on this particular piece, using it as a front, because I do have that picture of that old man there. And I didn't want to cover his face in stitches. So I wanted to do the stitching on this side. And I'm looking here and thinking, oh no, I need to go in the front. So you just turn your paper all ziggy zaggedy whirly rounds. And here I cut it off. And I'm looking there at the back, looks okay. So now I've got another piece of tea-dyed paper, and I'm going around the edging. And once you get the hang of it, then, it goes pretty fast. Oops, I went crooked. I lost my train of thought. So if that happens to you, I'll show you what you can do here in just a minute. Just doing those back stitches. Okay, here it is. I'm going to fix that crooked spot that you can see in the center. All you do is go around and around and around. And that's all you need to do. And it will hide any crooked spots you want. You can go twice, you can go 3 times. I probably wouldn't go more than 3 times, but I just went twice. And that's how you fix a crooked line. Now these particular strips, I thought, okay, I'm going to do a zigzag and go down the center of each strip. It was a little bit, I had to kind of handle the side of a little bit. It was a little bit tricky, but I got it to work. I did add this invoice into the center of this particular piece. And this is at the third one. Down, down, down we go. All right. See how decorative that is? And even flipped over, it looks good. Very happy. Well, now we're going to start the painting. And I tried to get this, I filmed in 2 different angles. Anyway, here's the watercolor painting I'm doing with my brush. I had to glue some ends down. Sometimes the ends of your pieces don't get glued down well enough. At least mine don't. And I have to glue them again. And there, I'm just painting. I think I selected a pink here. And it looks like I have another little piece. And you could either glue it on or you can tear it off, whichever. I wanted to keep my piece on because it was part of the tea bag, I think. And when I do my watercolor painting, I do leave the teabag color, the tea stained paper color through the background. Here I added bronze, and I go more around the edging of what I added to the paper. So then it blends better into the background of the paper. But I do leave the tea stained paper. Oh, my dogs are having a little argument. I hope you forgive them. You may hear them. And yeah, I did, this is all watercolor. This is a bronze watercolor that I have. And you notice I'm like, oh dear, I've got all these little ends I need to glue down. So now as we either build pockets or we leave it as a journal art page, a collage page, I don't exactly know what I will do with these pages until I put them in my journal and I'm working on them. I'm one of those intuitive, spontaneous people. Like, I just think even applying these particular pieces of tea bag and paper to the pages, I really don't think much. I just slap them on and they somehow turn out all right. So I think the less thinking, the better off you are. Now this page, I'm not sure what color of watercolor. I don't know, it has a little pinkish tone, doesn't it? But I'm going to leave some of that white showing too. Going to the next page. Maybe I'm using a lot of pink, because that looks like pink too. But I thought I used, you can use any kind of watercolors you want, any kind of watercolor colors you want as you decorate your page for your journal. You can add material if you want. I didn't add any material, but you could. Maybe that's something I would add, like in the middle of these strips here. I'm kind of thinking of a material. I'm using pink too. I really love these flowers that I drew. They're so whimsical. And see, I'm just going over the edging with the watercolor as quick as I can because I don't want to think about it. It doesn't have to be straight. And I turn the page around for some reason. I have no idea. Then here is gold. I'm thinking I'm going to do this page in gold. So I do have gold watercolors, and I use them quite a bit. So I think that these pages are done enough to where I'm ready to put them in a journal, and then when I do my journal spreads, I'll work on them more and add this and that depending on what I'm making. This one I thought, oh, I have this beautiful turquoise in watercolor, and I thought, oh, I really want to use it. So I just decided to do a lot of scribbly lines, kind of connect the two together here, going around the edging, making little squibbly lines. That was fun. I like that. And I decided to add kind of a reddish color. I'm not adding a lot, just around the edging. I am going to leave the letter alone. Alright, and this is the piece of, I had the letter and the stamp, and now this is the envelope that the letter did belong into. And I added another set of, I added one more paper to the two that I had. So I guess it's 3 papers. I forget. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 papers. On the first video I had 2 papers, but on this video I have 3 papers. And I could not, the filming of this, I wish I could have a full screen here. However, I filmed the sewing machine in the vertical camera, and then I filmed this into the square camera. I filmed them in different ways. I don't know how to explain it, but I either have to choose one way of filming with this particular program. So here I am. This is littler than I thought it would be to watch. I really wanted this on the full screen, but it'll change everything. Even the sewing would be on the full screen and it won't work. So I decided to do circles, since I did some circles in the envelope. And this particular tea-dyed paper does have circles also on it. Here I'm just going to make like 3 swatch boxes, or 3 boxes to go up the letter. Just painting directly onto the tea bag. Holds the color pretty good for watercolor. There we go. And now that particular area where the tea bag, I have no tea bags on this side. Let me see. You can see the stitching from the envelope, but I think I'm just going to leave it like that, because when I get into my journal, I'm probably going to do a 2 spread here, and I'm going to cover up much of the sewing anyway. And this way I am filling in the circles versus doing a circle like I did the other page. I just did the circle round, and this one I filled in the circles, and I'm kind of looking at the other circles on the page as well. And I'm kind of highlighting my brush around them so you can see the tea dye stain circles. I used a circle stencil when I tea dyed this particular page. Alright, well, now they all need to dry, and here they are, all dry, and there's the pocket from the envelope, and then that page, and that page, and that page, and that page, and that page. Thank you for watching my video. If you liked it, give me a like and subscribe to my channel to get more. Thank you.